Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're going to be talking about Brett. Which one should you get, Brett or Turbo, or should you have both if you are big on meme coins? That is what we're going to discuss. I've been seeing lots of talk around Brett, and I think rightfully so. Okay. So before we jump into the technical analysis side, we're actually going to start from the fundamental side today. So we can see Brett is at 1.72 billion market cap, and it is on the base chain, which I think base is going to do fairly good this bull run. Right? I think it's going to be one of the bigger boys. I'm going to say it's a top dog, but I do think it's going to have its time and place in this cycle. Okay. The only thing a little bit concerning for me for Brett is the amount of volume it has. Okay. This coin is roughly 13 times bigger than Myro, and sometimes Myro pulls up these kind of numbers, and even if it's less, it's chilling around 30, 40 million in terms of volume for Myro. But you got to remember, like I said, it's 13 times less. When we compare it to something like Turbo, we know Turbo has lots and lots of volume, even on a very, very slow day. You can see when we look at the Turbo graph, it's just been kind of chilling, going sideways, slowing down, but even then, it has 265 million in volume. So there's lots and lots of movement. There's lots and lots of accumulation, which is like a very healthy thing for something like Myro and Turbo. While, Brett doesn't really have that. And the thing is also with Turbo, for example, it's also at a lower market cap, right? Roughly by 2.5 times. So that's the only thing I have in terms of concerns for Brett is the amount of volume it has. Obviously, things will change for the better, as it will for pretty much almost any coin during altcoin season. But it is just something to be paying attention to because it is a little worrying. Now, on the good side, on the plus side, when we go and scroll down, we can see where is Brett based. We can see Brett is not on Coinbase yet. Brett is not on Kraken yet. Brett is not on Binance yet, right? And it's not even on crypto.com and some other pretty big and medium and small exchanges. So, with that being said, there is a lot of upside potential when we're talking about exchanges. We know that brings in people, that brings in volume, that brings in money, that brings in pumps overall. Yes, sometimes when something happens, like a Coinbase announcement or certain announcement, the market sells the news, but overall, it is a very big positive for the coin. Now, from the research I've done, there is no indication or sign that these exchanges are going to list Brett anytime soon, but things can turn around. But as you know, I am very, very high on things happening with coins from a fundamental side, max within 3 months, because I believe personally the bull run can start peaking a little earlier than last time. Now, of course, when I say this is just speculation. This is based off certain evidence, right? I don't have proof, but there is a little bit of evidence that suggests that. Now, obviously, when a time comes when it's time to look at an analysis, break of structure, from a technical analysis side, which I truly love, then I have to make up my mind whether or not, I was right or wrong. Right? At the end of the day, for me, it doesn't matter. If I have to wait 2 months for things to pump a lot, great. If I have to wait 5 months, great. If I have to wait 7 months, I mean, it is what it is, right? But at the end of the day, the most important thing is for the pump to come and, obviously click the sell button near the top or just in general, because most people don't make that much money. In fact, only 3%, 3 to 5% people make money each cycle. Anyways, on to Brett. So those are the positives, right? But there's a little bit of a gray area in terms of the exchange listings. But, having this much market cap is still a good bonus and a good sign without these exchanges. Now, when we go to the technical analysis side, last time I talked about when Brett was roughly around this range, was breaking out from the 10-cent range, I said, listen, there's a high probability that we will just continue going up or we will have a pullback pretty much like this. It did pull back a little further than expected, but still, if you would have got in at this range, you still would have got a fairly good discount compared to just straight up buying from 11.5 cents, right? If you bought here and if you bought here, just 23% more. So at the moment, right, if you bought there, you would have had 50% gains. If you bought here, you would have had 96%. So, sometimes waiting for that pullback does make a difference. But we talked about this, right? We talked about this, how this was probably going to be the final little pullback. And then it just shot up. We could see in the beginning of November, it started to shoot up just like most coins did. Now, I will say Brett is holding a very nice line over here, right? Roughly around the 16-cent mark. We can clearly see there's a nice order block right here, but things aren't looking the most convincing to me, right? The selling pressure is getting a little weaker, so we could very well see a bounce back from 16 cents to start attempting to reclaim 21 cents and the all-time highs. But if this fails to hold, because maybe Bitcoin says, all right, we're going to drop a little bit, or Bitcoin dominance wants to go up, there's a very, very nice buy area where I would personally be looking to be trying to snipe this, right? After all, the point of calling myself the trading sniper is to be getting those premium discounts, right? We love discounts. We all love discounts. We all love good deals, whether it's on food, whether it's on furniture, electronics, or simply buying when it's lower for meme coins and altcoins. That's just the reality. So for me, the 12 and a half to 13-cent mark is where I would have a buy limit ready, right? If you're looking to, dollar cost average, a good time, you could say a good time is debatably now when you're looking at the bigger picture, right? Depends how you want to be. Some people don't care if it drops a little bit because they just want to be in because they feel more relaxed. Some people are a little bit more stingy. So for me, that 16 cent, a little bit above 16-cent area is where I would be looking to be buying, but I would have at least a small buy limit around 13 cents, right? In case the market decides to dip a little bit lower than expected, which it might. And the reason why I say this is because Brett, in terms of Brett, right? Brett is looking good, but it is creating a reverse head and shoulders. We can see at the moment, this is one shoulder. And if it were to especially drop down to here, this would be the most perfect retest because then it would create another shoulder, right? So let me just remove the drawings again. So we can see this area right over here. This was a consolidation for months. So we shouldn't really be going into this area just a little bit above, if anything, right? And at the same time, we would create a reverse head and shoulder, right? Go something like this before we continue going up. You got to remember each coin, each altcoin plays a little bit different, right? If I draw it out for you very quickly, as you know, Caspa just kind of went like this over the time, while some coins like Turbo were going more like this over the last couple months, right? And Brett for me is going to create a reverse head and shoulders before it goes up. And the ultimate question is how far can this coin go up? For me, I think this is going to peak roughly at 15 billion market cap. So if you get the premium discount we're talking about, right, 27% discount, that is a good amount. You can definitely 10x your money, if not a little bit more, based off my price prediction. But also with the power of retail, Coinbase, Kraken, and Binance, we could even see this coin potentially peak to 25 billion or more, especially if the base chain is going to be adopted as well as I think it could be, right? At the end of the day, those are just certain, price points. It all matters what the candles say, right? So listen, that is that for this coin. Ladies and gentlemen, I think, especially if you can get this premium discount over here, I think it's worth the risk. Obviously, not a financial advisor. That is it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for the support. If you're interested in joining the server, I highly recommend it. We go through so many coins, the analysis, potential flash crash buy limits. Look, showing you one for Turbo right here, a little freebie. We also review your portfolio and we are researching for small market cap coins that make sense and not simply calling them just because they're low market cap. But if not, then all good. You're always more than welcome to just be chilling on YouTube. Thank you so much for the support once again, ladies and gentlemen. I love you all so, so much. And guys, I'll talk to you guys next time.